Caitlin Clark has officially changed course. At the passionate request of Indiana fans, she's pulled the plug on her European League adventure and is returning to the WNBA. But let's not pretend this was an easy decision. The WNBA has been a toxic mess all season, especially when it comes to how it's treated Clark. Meanwhile, Europe was rolling out the red carpet, ready to crown her queen and make her the highest-paid woman in basketball history. One league gave her drama, the other gave her royalty.
From the sounds of this interview, it seems like she's probably going to make more money overseas in EuroLeague than she did during this WNBA season.
But then something shocking happened. WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert admitted they messed up. She personally apologized to Caitlin Clark, condemned the racism, and promised real change. Let's be honest, the league has been spiraling without Clark, and they knew they couldn't afford to lose her for good. So now the question is, can they actually deliver on those promises? How did they even convince her to stay after everything? Because this wasn't just PR spin. When was the last time you saw a commissioner publicly apologize to a player? Exactly, never. Clark was ready to cash in overseas and become the face of global basketball. So for Engelbert to come forward, say, "We failed you," and own the league's ugly politics and blatant racism, that wasn't business, it was desperation. The WNBA had turned a blind eye for too long, and Clark nearly walked away for good, passport in hand.
Apology is warranted to Caitlin Clark, or they just need to.
Then suddenly, the WNBA did something no one expected. They owned up to their mess. The world collectively did a double take. Because, let's be honest, the WNBA isn't known for handling controversy with grace. Their go-to move? Sweep it under the rug and hope people forget. But this time, they said it out loud. "We failed Caitlin." And that wasn't just surprising. It was unbelievable. It finally hit them. They hadn't just risked losing a player, they nearly lost the player. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a star, she was the reason fans tuned in. Without her, ticket sales collapsed, viewership plummeted, and the league itself teetered on the edge. The WNBA didn't just make a mistake, they were staring at total collapse. And Caitlin? She was the only thing keeping the whole ship from sinking.
So then, Cathy Engelbert took to social media late last night, clarifying in part, she said, quote, "There is absolutely no place for hate or racism of any kind in the WNBA or anywhere else."
By turning down that massive European deal, Caitlin Clark sent a clear message. You messed up, but now you're going to fix it. And this isn't just about her anymore. She's forcing the entire WNBA to take a long, hard look in the mirror and finally confront the problems they've swept aside for years. That public apology? It wasn't a PR stunt. It was a wake-up call, both to the league and its fans. Change has to happen. And now, Caitlin's not just returning. She's leading the charge. She's willing to give the WNBA another shot, but this time, the ball's in their court. Because if they don't clean up their act now, they won't just lose Caitlin next time. They'll lose everything.
But the WNBA has been a mess this year. It has been so unprofessional, and they need to step it up, and they need to step it up quick.
Caitlin Clark is back, but this time, it's on her terms. The WNBA knows it can't afford another misstep. Her return isn't just about getting their superstar back. It's about getting a second chance to rewrite the league's entire story. This goes way beyond basketball now. It's about repairing what's broken, rebuilding trust, and reshaping the future. And guess what? Caitlin's the one holding all the cards. It's a power shift unlike anything the WNBA has ever seen, and it's a story that will echo across the sports world for years to come.
I think it'll definitely be a little bit of an adjustment period for myself, not really.
The investigation into the WNBA's internal culture didn't just uncover a few bad actors. It blew the lid off a full-blown scandal. Caitlin Clark had been silently enduring relentless abuse, both on and off the court. And at the center of it all, Angel Reese and Alyssa Thomas. Yeah, those names were bound to surface. It wasn't just hard fouls. They were hurling racist remarks, engaging in bullying, and creating a toxic environment. And the league? They let it slide. Why? Because Caitlin versus Angel made for good ratings. But here's the truth. It wasn't worth it. Not even close.
And I'm telling you right now, if the WNBA can get away with this, what's gonna happen next is one of the biggest robberies.
For months, Caitlin Clark endured the disrespect in silence, hoping the league would finally step in. But the WNBA? They looked the other way, brushing it off as just competitive rivalry. It wasn't. And when Caitlin finally said, "I'm done," the league realized they had made the biggest mistake of their existence. Caitlin wasn't just a star, she was the star. And when she walked, the money walked with her. Ticket sales vanished, viewership plummeted, sponsors panicked. In a matter of days, the WNBA went from acting like everything was fine to practically begging Caitlin to return. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert had to issue a public apology, something the league never does. From denial to desperation, it was a total 180. And it told the world just how much trouble the league was really in.
Tried to implant racism and imply that everyone is racist because they don't agree with them. And they try to put that into everything that they're doing, by then responding and saying, if you don't agree with me, you're racist.
But while all this chaos unfolded, Caitlin Clark wasn't just sitting around waiting for a half-hearted apology. Nope. Europe came knocking, offering her a record-breaking deal worth over $10 million a year. That's not just generational wealth, that's global superstardom. And the WNBA? Everyone assumed they couldn't match it. But then, plot twist, they did. The very same league known for its shockingly low salaries somehow pulled together a massive offer that kept Caitlin stateside. It was desperation money, plain and simple, because they knew, without Caitlin, the WNBA was finished. Now, she's not just the face of the league, she's its last lifeline. And this time, it's all happening on her terms. If the WNBA doesn't follow through on its promises, they won't just lose Caitlin next time, they'll lose everything.
They really felt like it was a missed opportunity from Cathy Engelbert to really address and say, we don't support this sort of behavior in our league. And Brianna Stewart was another player who, after her game yesterday, came out and really echoed those sentiments and said that as much as the players love this sort of influx of fans that have come from this rivalry, at a certain point, enough is enough, and that's what they really hope.
Because when Caitlin Clark even threatened to walk away, the WNBA started free-falling like a broken elevator. And it wasn't subtle. The numbers were brutal. Ticket sales? Crashed. Viewership? Slashed in half. Caitlin wasn't just playing basketball. She was single-handedly keeping the league alive. Her rookie season in 2024 wasn't just impressive, it was historic. She dragged the WNBA to heights it hadn't touched in decades. Her games averaged a jaw-dropping 1.8 million viewers. Let that sink in, 1.8 million. The WNBA hadn't seen numbers like that since they invented the three-point line.
And the Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history. Clarkonomics, my friend, Clarkonomics.
When Caitlin Clark was on the court, it was a different world. Ticket sales were off the charts. If you wanted to see her play, good luck finding a seat. Every game was sold out, arenas packed wall to wall. Indiana Fever games became the hottest ticket in town. And it wasn't just attendance. Her jersey sales were exploding. Caitlin Clark was practically a one-woman money machine for the WNBA. But the moment she stepped away, everything dried up. Merch sales tanked. Those once roaring arenas turned into half-empty ghost towns. The energy? Gone. And suddenly, no one was lining up to buy tickets.
Since the start of the regular season, sales of WNBA merchandise are up over 500% versus the same period last year, with fan gear sales over the first half of the season at the highest in league history. Player-specific merchandise, including jerseys and t-shirts, have seen a staggering 1,000% increase in sales. Additionally, sales of league-specific merchandise like the popular orange WNBA hoodie are also up 200%. The top-selling WNBA player merch, Caitlin Clark, #1 in jersey sales.
The second Caitlin even hinted at leaving, it was like someone yanked the emergency brake on the hype train, and the whole thing came off the rails. The league collapsed almost instantly. Fans checked out faster than people walking out of a bad movie. Let's get into the numbers. The Fever's 2024 playoff opener? It pulled a jaw-dropping 2.5 million viewers, unheard of in WNBA history. But once Caitlin stepped away, the very next round of games barely hit half that. And the semifinals? Supposed to be the crown jewel of the season, they plummeted from 1.8 million to a pathetic 64,000 viewers. The message was loud and clear: no Caitlin, no crowd.
Since Caitlin Clark was eliminated from the playoffs, WNBA ratings have declined 50%. They have lost half of their audience in less than a week, and it's only going to get worse from here. The female Suns were averaging close to 2 million viewers when they were playing against Caitlin Clark. These are the same female Suns that claim Caitlin Clark is not the only draw in the WNBA. Sunday night against the Minnesota Lynx, 654,000 viewers.
So it's no surprise the WNBA was willing to do whatever it took to bring Caitlin Clark back. When she walked away, so did the fans, and so did the money. The league didn't just take a hit, it got wrecked, financially and culturally. That apology? It wasn't just about making things right with Caitlin. It was about saving the league from flatlining. They needed her, desperately. Without Caitlin, the WNBA wasn't just struggling, it was on life support. And the commissioner? She was standing there with a defibrillator, praying for one last shot to bring the league back to life.